Thank you so much, sir, for highlighting the beauty of yoga. It means a lot. Our next speaker, Brahmakumari Sister Deepti, is a senior Raj Yoga meditation teacher in South Africa. She has a natural art in tapping into deep spiritual truth and making it relevant and user-friendly to needs of modern day living. She has traveled internationally and has lectured in many countries on spirituality and the depth of Raj Yoga meditation. She is currently based in a center in Johannesburg, South Africa, where she helps coordinate its daily activities. Now I request Sister Deepti to guide us through the topic.
Thank you, Maya Ben, and Om Shanti to everyone. It's such a beautiful topic in today's times because one of the buzzwords that we see in the world today is health, and people have taken so many avenues to try and respond to this energy of health. And today it's been such a wonderful opportunity, as we heard already, with so much depth about the value of yoga. I'm going to take on specifically the experiences that I've journeyed with myself and those with others in the energy of Raj Yoga meditation. When we look at the word yoga, it means to connect. It's a union. And I think one of the things that has happened in the world today so much is people have become so disconnected. There's so many things that we do, but people have become strangers to themselves. And it is such a beautiful practice in yoga when the first energy that I activate is the energy of who am I? I go into the very depth of the experience of being an Atma. For a long time, we have created so many different identities about ourselves. And those identities have created so many bondages and so many demands on us. And we have forgotten the truth. And when I become once again aware that I'm a soul, make Chaitanya Shakti, I am a living being. And I have adopted this body in order to express myself in this world. And when I go into the depth of that experience of knowing that I am the master of my thoughts, I'm the master of this body. For a long time, we've been enslaved by our senses. We've been enslaved by the stimulus from the outside world. But as a yogi, I learned to turn within. And I learned to activate and center myself once again and awaken the original qualities of the soul. Eternally and originally, I, the soul, am peace. That is why we say Om Shanti. My real nature is peace. My real nature is love. My real nature is pure. My real nature is happy. My real nature is powerful. When I really experience this holistically, I become a more healthier person. Today we see in the world people suffer from a variety of diseases, whether they are physically or mentally. And one of the reasons today is people have forgotten to be happy. If you ask somebody when last they were really happy, when last they were really relaxed, when last did they really feel comfortable in the journey within, sometimes it's a long time ago. It's so beautiful that when we know that we can turn to an energy of connection, a connection with the self, and to be able to activate this original and eternal space. Today we see the world is going through such a rapid rate of change. But if I can be anchored to something that's eternal and original, it certainly helps me. Another beautiful energy of yoga is the connection with the Supreme. In today's world, people need this energy of connection. We see how in the world today, people are so desperate about connection. It's so interesting that we see the whole world somehow needing some form of connection. And whether we see their desperation with social media, we see their desperation with knowing that their mobile phone works so that they can just connect. We see that there's a deep, deep need of connection. And this is the beauty of yoga, where I each day as a soul connect with that supreme source, Atma or Paramatma ka Milan, a very beautiful connection that I create each day. This is a light of love that knows me. This is a light of love that understands me. And this is a light of love that draws out my deepest self-respect. And when I create a real living relationship with Param Atma, all that the soul ever needs, I receive. That source is so pure. That source is so full of love. That source has unlimited bliss. It would be such a deprivation in our journey if we went through life without a relationship with Paramatma. And this is the beauty of Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga is that highest union, the union with the highest source, where each day I'm able to fill myself with so much light and might. Then I truly become a Shiv Shakti that is able to support the world with purity and love. I think a healthy person is the one who knows how to be peaceful. A healthy person is one who knows how to be happy. A healthy person is one who has stability in their life. A healthy person is one who has the ability to respond to life with wholesomeness and abundance. I cannot give to humanity what I don't have. I cannot give to humanity from a space of emptiness. And this is the beauty of yoga, where I'm able to connect each day with Shiv Paramatma, the highest source, and allow that power to fill me. I think in the world today, we know a lot, but it's about connection. I may know where the powerhouse is. It's like this computer. I may know how to connect it to the powerhouse, but if I haven't connected it and if I haven't switched on the power, I can't receive the power. This is the power of yoga. Yoga is jod, it's connection. And the more and more each day in the journey of my life, when I'm able to connect with that source powerfully, I'm able to fill myself. It's a beautiful moment. And I think, even though I live in South Africa, I always thank the teachings of our home, our Bharat, that has brought this foundation of a life that is lived with dignity, a life that's lived with peace. And thank you so much, Maya Ben, and all the organizers for this wonderful opportunity because I do believe today, if we are looking for solutions to what the world is struggling with today when it comes to health, there are deep secrets and solutions in yoga. Om Shanti. You have to unmute Maya Ben.
Thank you so much, Sister Deepti. It is truly inspiring to witness your deep connection and understanding of this ancient practice. Our next speaker, revered Swami Swatmaram Anandji Maharaj, is the president of Ramakrishna Center of South Africa as of August 2022. Revered Swamiji joined the Ramakrishna Order in 1988, received Mantra Diksha from revered Swami Tapasya Nandaji Maharaj, and was ordained into sannyas in 1998. Revered Swamiji was appointed Vice President of Ramakrishna Center of South Africa in May 2017, and in February 2018, Swami in charge of the Johannesburg Sub-Center, which is the branch of the Ramakrishna Center. Now I request Swamiji to guide us through the topic.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Ganana Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanaspata Anashunvannoti Bhissi Dasadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitriyavatu Vagdevyai Namaha Om Sthapakaya Cha Dharmasya Sarvadharmasvarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha. My namaskar to all the members of the consulate, and my special namaskar to all the dignitaries who have joined this occasion as speakers, and also my heartfelt namaskar to all the viewers. Today, as a part of though the International Yoga Day is yet to come, that's the 21st, we have all assembled as a preparation for that. And we all know a wonderful topic has been given to us, yoga, a way of healthy living. Now, as we all know, in Sanskrit, yoga comes from the word, the dhatu, root word, yujir yoge. Yujir means union. Union of what? Union of the Jivatman with the Paramatman. So even if you take up the Patanjali Maharshi's Raj Yoga, there too, it is based on the Sankhya philosophy, where we have to separate. There it is a union, it's called, yoga is called the union. Here it is separation of the Purusha, the Atman, from the Prakriti. That is what Patanjali Maharshi's yoga teaches. But now we have to connect this to our healthy way of living, a way of healthy life. So that is the important thing, because most of the people, always we are not worried about the higher goals of life, of spiritual realization or separating the Atman. We are not concerned with that. Our concern is how to live happily here in this world. So let us see how yoga helps us to live a healthy way of life. Now, if you see one of the verses which is giving the description or going down to the salutation to Patanjali Maharshi, who was I can't call you the founder, because yoga has come from the creation itself, from the creator, the Lord himself. So it was Lord Shiva, they tell, gave this art of yoga or the science of yoga to the Saptarshis for people to continue and live a very good life here on this earth. So now that that wonderful yogic practices have been collected and given a good form by Patanjali Maharshi. It's called Raja Yoga. Why is it called Raja Yoga? Raja Yoga means it's just like a highway, a freeway. There is nothing to believe in it, or there is no faith, question of faith, believing in any particular norms or something like that. It is just like science. Swami Vivekananda calls this as Hindu psychology. It's just like psychology, it is science. So you do this, you get the result. So it's so simple as that. What is that beautiful verse which has been composed to pray to our great Patanjali Maharshi? Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yo apakarottamam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi. So what is the meaning of this verse? I bow down to him who, that is Patanjali, purifies the impurities of the mind by removing the chitta vrittis, that is the Raja Yoga. What is the first verse of the Raja Yoga? Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha, stilling and controlling the mental modification, the disturbances of the mind, is the first verse of yoga. So here I bow down to Patanjali Maharshi, who purifies the impurities of the mind by removing the chitta vrittis by yoga, that is Raja Yoga, who purifies the expression of the speech by pada, grammar. He has written a commentary on the grammar to Patanjali Maharshi, Panini's grammar. And lastly, who purifies the impurities of the body through the Vaidya, medical science, Ayurveda. Who is Patanjali, who is an expert in removing the impurities of the body, mind, and speech, to that most excellent of the Munis, who is Patanjali, I bow down with folded hands. That is the meaning of this verse. So health is not just physical. It is not just only at the body level. Health is of different level. What is that? Yes, physical level is also very important, because most of us are concentrating our physical health. But there are other aspects too. What is that? We need mental health too, the emotional health and spiritual health. So now I will give you an example. What is that? If you throw a banana in front of a monkey, and if you throw some money in front of the monkey, what will the monkey choose? It will choose only the banana. Why? Why will it not choose the money? Because it doesn't know. But by that money, you can buy more bananas. So it chooses only the banana. So human beings, ordinary human beings, if you throw banana, money, and health, they will choose only banana and money, because they do not know by good health, you can earn more money, you can eat more bananas. So now, going forward, if we throw banana, money, health, and spirituality, we are not going to choose spirituality. We'll opt to health, because nowadays people are aware of the health. So that's why you see yoga is becoming very popular. But we should know yoga is not only at the physical level of doing asana, that is a part of the thing. Just like in the Ashtanga Yoga, that is 8 limbs. In that Raja Yoga's 195 sutras of the Patanjali Maharshi, we should know that the 8 limbs, the 8 steps in that Ashtanga Yoga, Ashtam means 8, you all know that. What are they? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So asana is a part of it which we all know as yoga. Most of us know yoga means the asanas, the hatha yoga, and to some extent pranayama, and to some extent meditation too. But it covers a vast field which you have to understand, vast area. So health, while we were speaking about the health, I told you, if you have good health, you can earn more money, you can live happily, you can eat more, your health will be good, you will have digestive powers. But better than that, the higher than the aspect is spirituality. If you have good spiritual health, then automatically you will have good emotional and mental health, by which you will have physical health, and you can eat anything, you can be happy, you can do all the activities, you can work hard, you can earn money. That's why we have to not only take care of the physical health, of the mental health, of the emotional health, and also of the spiritual health, which is at the highest. Now, you will have a better understanding if we hear some of the words told by none other than the greatest of the yoga Acharya. Who is Yogacharya? Bhagavan Krishna. Yogeshwaraha Krishna. What has Krishna told about yoga? So there are some verses which we will go through, some of that verses and the meaning, so that you will get a clear idea of what yoga is. So I always start from the highest so that we can come down to the lowest. We shall not go from the ridiculous to the sublime, but we shall come from the sublime to the lower aspect of yoga. Now, what is Lord Krishna telling about yoga? The yoga Acharya Krishna telling about yoga. I will quote that wonderful verse which Krishna tells. What is that? Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukrita dushkrite tasmat yogaya yujyasva yogaha karma sukaushalam. The second chapter, 50th verse, Lord Krishna is telling, one who prudently practices the science of work. So even the mindful way of working, the moral way of working with the right attitude, without attachment, can get rid of both good and bad reactions in this life itself. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is art of working skillfully in proper consciousness. So yoga, according to Krishna, is dexterity in action, perfection in action. Yes, yogasana is very important, pranayama is important, but Krishna is telling your right attitude to the life, the way you work, the moral values, the mindfulness in working without getting attached to the result of the work. That is what Krishna is telling here. Yogaha karma sukaushalam. Because I don't have much time on to all the details of the yoga and how it can improve our health, but I'm just giving you a bird's eye view of what Lord Krishna is telling, which will help us with few more. There are so many other verses which Krishna tells, but because already I have completed my time, so I will just quote some 2 or 3 shlokas of Lord Krishna, where he tells about yoga, how it can improve, how it can help you to overcome all the problems, ill health, and live a very good, healthy way of life. What is Lord Krishna is telling in another thing? Instead of quoting the verses because it will take away my time, I'll just give you the essence of that. In the second chapter, 53rd verse, Lord Krishna is telling, when your intellect ceases to be allured by the fruitive sections of the Vedas, which deals with more of getting so many good things of life, and remain steadfast in divine consciousness, you will then attain the state of perfect yoga, desirelessness, yoga rudatva. Then in the 6th chapter, 4th verse, Lord Krishna tells, when one is neither attached to sense objects nor to actions, such a person is said to be elevated in the science of yoga, having renounced all desires for the fruits of action. Then in another place, Lord Krishna tells that the 6th chapter, 19th verse, just as a lamp, yatha deepo nivatasto, that is just as a lamp in a windless place does not flicker, so the disciplined mind of a yogi remains steady in meditation on the Supreme. Then another place Krishna tells that state of severance from union with misery is known as yoga. So now the important thing which we have to remember is, when I went long back as a youth or a child, I had been to the doctor and I asked, Doctor, what is the cause of ill health or all the diseases? Then the doctor told 3 things. What is that? Hurry, curry, worry, he told. What is this hurry, curry, worry? Hurrying, going, that's the way of life. Curry, eating, no control in eating, all the spicy foods, not sattvic food, not yogic food, all that you want to eat. Hurry, curry, and then worry. So all the stress and anxiety. So we should lead such a life as Lord Krishna has shown us, and also our yoga acharyas have shown us. So we have to take care of not only the health through the asanas, pranayama, and also a healthy, see, yama, niyama is also very, very important, whereby in the yama, you can see that satya, steya, parigraha, then other good things which are the moral values which have to be practiced in our day-to-day life. So every day, every second, we have to practice yoga, the union with the Paramatman, not only through some of the asanas, but also another aspect, very important aspect, I'm going to tell you, which Lord Krishna is telling. With that, I will end my talk. What is that Lord Krishna is telling? Krishna is telling in the 6th verse, 31st verse, 6th chapter, 31st verse, the yogi who is established in union with me and worship me as the supreme soul residing in all beings dwells only in me, though engaged in all kinds of activities. So not only union with the Lord, but you have to see the supreme soul, the Lord residing in all the living beings. You are just caring about only your health, your well-being. What about the others who are around you, your family, your other people? If they are in ill health and bad state of mind, how can you be happy? How can you be healthy? See the pandemic which spread. If somebody is having COVID, you too would get it. So the well-being of all the people around you, the whole humanity, is also very, very important for you to be healthy. So that is also Krishna is telling. What is that? The supreme soul residing in all the beings. You should not only worship me in the image or in the temple or something like that, but you have to see that supreme soul, the Lord, in all the living beings who dwells only in me, through though engaged in all the activities. That is very important. Another thing Krishna tells, I regard them to be perfect yogis who see the true equality of all living beings and respond to the joys and sorrows of others as if it is their own. So many beautiful aspect of healthy living is there. It is not just your own selfish health, but also health of the whole humanity, the well-being of all others. And that will also take care of your well-being too. So health is not only at the level of the physical health, the bodily health, it is there at the level of mind, mental health, then emotional health, then the spiritual health. So it comes down like that. So you have to take care of all that. In yoga, it is told about all these things. So let us enjoy a beautiful, healthy life by following the yoga in all its aspects. So again, I'll come to that yoga, chitta vritti nirodha, stilling and controlling the modification and fluctuations of the mind. So there in the yoga also it is told, not at the physical level, but at the mental level, because the physical body is nothing but the gross aspect of the mind. It is nothing but mind. And the mind is still higher. The higher value of that is the causal body, the karana sharira. So finally, we have to take care of all that. As in the beginning, the first speaker told about the Pancha Koshas. So we are not just the physical body, the mental body. Let us take care of all aspects of this yoga, and let us think of the welfare of the whole humanity. If you always think of the welfare of the whole humanity, trying to help others to be healthy in all the ways, then that will also improve our health, and you will make this world where you live in a heaven, a Vaikuntha or Kailasa, and you can bring in all the joy and health to everybody. That will also bring in health to you. So let us cover the holistic way of health and understand that, and practice yoga. It is not just at the physical level, but at the different level of the health is to be taken care of. Thank you very much. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Pranamastu.
Thank you, Swamiji, for sharing your profound knowledge. It is the guiding principle to live a happy and healthy life. Thank you so much. Next, our keynote speaker, Dr. Ishwar V. Basavareddy sir, is a renowned yoga scientist, a philosopher, and an eminent yoga master, having more than 34 years of teaching and research experience in the field of yoga. He is presently the director of the prestigious Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, New Delhi, since 2005. He is also the head of the Institute Yoga Certification Board, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, since 2018, and head of WHO CC, Traditional Medicine, since 2013. He has also served as an advisor in yoga and naturopathy and director of the Central Council for Research in Yoga and Naturopathy, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, as additional charges. He has involved in many research projects and policy making decisions related to propagation of yoga. Lakhs of yoga teachers and million enthusiasts have got yoga education, training, and therapy under his direction. He is one of the prominent architects of the Common Yoga Protocol, which is being practiced by millions of yoga enthusiasts across the globe. Now, I request Sir to guide us through the topic.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Most respected His Excellency, the Consulate General of India, and my senior yoga masters, Sridharanji, Swatma Ramanandji, and our sister from Brahma Kumari Vishwavidyalaya, my student friend Maya, and all my yoga fraternity and family members, brothers and sisters, my pranams to you all. At the outset, I take this opportunity to congratulate the Consulate, the Indian mission in South Africa, to take many initiatives to promote yoga, not only in the International Day of Yoga event, but my first visit to South Africa was in 2005 as a director of this institute. It's almost 18 years. So I'm witnessing the promotion of yoga in South Africa, especially the Johannesburg. We visited 4 or 5 times for many yoga related activities, profound memory. So I'm so happy to join once again this webinar to share some of my views. So I also take this opportunity to thank Maya and her team for taking this initiative. She was in the consulate earlier, And every time the International Day of Yoga is being celebrated befittingly, not only in Johannesburg, but in entire South Africa. The initiative taken by the embassy, I congratulate them, and I place on record our appreciation from Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and my Moraj Desai National Institute of Yoga, and also on my own behalf. So I have a PowerPoint presentation. So if it is, yes. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah. No, previous one. So we all know, I will take only 10 minutes. Yoga is an invaluable gift of ancient Indian tradition. It's a cultural heritage of India. So while addressing the United Nations, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has mentioned this yoga embodies the unity of mind and body, thought and action, restraints and fulfillment, harmony between man and nature, and holistic approach to health and well-being. This is one of the well said meaning and definition of yoga, which gives the broad outlook of yoga, how it works in the modern days. Whoever practicing yoga, so they brings harmony in all walks of life, and therefore from the ancient time, it's being practiced as a preventive medicine and also used for promotion in the modern days. So it is being ably utilized with the scientific evidences for the management of many lifestyle related disorders. Next slide, please. Now, what are the silent points? So first of all, I will go from the bottom. Yogic practices are mind-centric in nature. And if you are doing yoga, if it is not having any impact on your mind, that is thoughts and emotions, it's just a fitness program or wellness program, it's not a yoga program. So if you are doing yoga and it brings harmony in all walks of life, yoga teaches us an art of healthy living. Yoga itself is a way of living, healthy living, and our ancient Indian culture promotes a healthy living, which is yogic living, which is helping us to reach to the highest level of consciousness. It's a science, but it's a subtle science, and it's a philosophy because it is come out of the rational thinking, and it is most importantly, it is essentially spiritual. The spiritual is one to know myself. So we are searching the happiness outside, but who are seeking the happiness within. There is no limit. It goes to the micro and macro. It is minus infinity to plus infinity. That's the journey of yoga, who is reaching the state of spiritual and spirituality and the core of yoga. Your spirituality is the core of yoga. Next, please. When you come to the health and wellness, we have many definitions. The first of all, Ayurveda is Swasthavrata is giving Samadhatu, Samagni, Samadosha, Malakriya, Prasannatmendriya Manaha, Arogyaha iti. It's a very comprehensive definition of health by Ayurveda Acharya. But WHO talks about the physical, mental, social, and spiritual health, well-being, not absence of disease. But yoga definition of health and wellness is, first of all, we all suffer from one or the other pain. So whether our practice leads to the end of miseries or these things, so that is help happen only when we come up the end of ignorance, which is the root cause of all the disorders, which is one of the klesha, vidya. When it went out, it comes to the harmony, and that harmony leads to the united physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being, and ultimately from Atman to the Paramatman, the journey, ultimately it leads to the Tadadrashtuhu Surupeva Sthana. I establish in my own self. That is called the perfect health condition, where there is no sorrow, there is no pain, because we live in our mental frame. Next, please. So, fundamentals of yoga. Whenever we do yoga, it is fitness, physically, physiologically. Then it comes to the energy level, pranayama, etc. Then it is psyche, the mind management. Then ultimately, the discrimination body, the intelligence. All these four facets of personality are being influenced by the practice of yoga. Next, please. So we come across many yoga schools, but one of the prominent and well accepted school is of yoga of Darshana Patanjali. While advocating Ashtanga yoga, he said, why you propose Ashtanga yoga? Vashuddhikshaye Jnana Dipti Viveka Khyati. So detoxify at all the levels so that you come to the purity state that will give to Jnana Dipti. And Jnana Dipti, when you continue, it will get to Viveka Khyati, which is the ultimate goal. For that, he has advocated 8 limbs of yoga. It's very popular in the public domain. Next, please. Okay. So, what are the yogic healthy living? Gita says, Yuktahara viharasya, Yukta chesta sukalmasu, Yukta swapnava bodhasya, Yogor bhavati dukkaha. So, Yukta ahara. If you want to live healthy, the food is most important, essential thing. And vihara, it is the exercise and sleep. Then achara, the code of conduct of the life. Then vichara, how you think that we are. Then vyavahara, how you behave. These are the fundamentals, and all these 5 factors have been taken care by the principles or the practice of yoga. That's why yoga is most opted practice for healthy living in the modern days. Next time. So these are the benefits. Yoga is a wide range of benefits. So first of all, it's a fitness, it's a wellness, and many things else. So therefore, there is no death. It is improving attention, heightened mood, supports concentration, and helps to overcome the anxiety, stress, and also diminishes effect of trauma, and most importantly, help us to recognize the self-acceptance. Self-analysis is the major important benefit of yoga. Next slide, please. Now come to the practice side with these basic preambles, how yoga works. I've given a wonderful 3 formula here. There are control. Yama niyamas, the restraints and observances are very much essential while practicing yoga. Every yoga teacher shall emphasize to bring the best results. So how you start that? Detoxify. That's the first thing. Then the yuktahara, according to the season region. Then slowly convert into mitahara. The yoga advocates mitahara, that is very nutritious, sattvic, fresh, eat the half and 1/4 with water, 1/4 empty always. So with these preconditions, if you do asana, pranayama and dhyana is in the bigger sphere and will get the best results for health and well-being. Next slide, please. So how I advocate, this is my formula. How you start, this is the best. Whenever we start yoga any day or to teach yoga, first purification, advise diet modification. And slowly 6 asanas to 8 asanas to modify the postural deformities, the irregularities in the breathing, correct them with the appropriate breathing practices, which will lead to the pranayama. then that brings the relaxation. In the relaxation, we withdraw our senses. That leads to concentration. Prolonged concentration leads to the meditation. Meditation happens. Once it starts happening, there is a behavior modification. So once you start modifying our lifestyle, our behavior, that leads to overcome the real problems which are facing in worldly life. Next slide. Okay, I talk about ahara. Next. Fast, correct? Yes. How yoga works? No, pichhle one. How yoga works? Previous one. Yeah. So we have a set of kriyas, cleansing practices. We use them appropriately according to one's nature. Then combination of 30 to 45 minutes of asana, pranayama, and dhyana, at least 4 days in a week or 5 days in a week. If you practice it, that brings the two important systems in the order. The endocrinal glands, the secretions become in order in the 3 months of practice. Then both nervous system, autonomous and central nervous system, will got influenced by the practice of yoga. There is a sympathetic parasympathetic balance, which increases the mind-body coordination. Once mind and body are coordinating each other, then there will be a wonderful relaxation, refresh, always calm. That brings the health and harmony. This is a patented slide, which is the formula we find while teaching yoga. I have not patented, but that much of importance this slide has. The previous slide and this slide, we are working the entire yoga models on these two with our last 35, 40 years of teaching experience. Next slide, please. We'll quickly go to the one or two. This is pranayama. Next slide. Previous. So when you start with, there are some Surya Namaskara. Surya Namaskara is a set of practice who are always worldwide practicing for fitness. But when it does with yoga, it brings the central nervous system, both spine and brain, in order. That's why if you do it with mantras, and it will completely transfers once into the spiritual leading. Next slide. There are several asanas, and I advocate only 8 to 12 asanas for every person's, which will help them to keep fit and healthy. Next slide, please. I'll give this translates. Yes, there are some researches on yogasana, and which I have mentioned it, and we can use it. Next time, please. Then comes the pranayama. Next slide. Yeah, there are several pranayama, but Nadi Shodhana is an important pranayama. And Brahmari, Shitali, which is advocated in the common yoga protocol, but Nadi Shodhana is the fundamental pranayama, which balances both the nostrils and help us to take into the cellular level exchange of gases. And also it has the impact on our brain cells. And pranayama help us to reduce the stress hormones, cortisol, etc. It boosts immunity and reduce the cholesterol. And it works as a antioxidant protection and enhances brain functions, and which help us to improve the mental focus, calmness, and etc. etc. Next time. Yeah, next. Next time. Next. Now, next. Dhyana. Dhyana is the most important component. Dhyana cannot be taught. Dhyana can be practiced. I given 8 steps how you can practice dhyana. But once dhyana happens, it increases the serotonin, which is a happy hormone. And that's most important thing. Whenever people do dhyana, they are feeling fresh and energetic. Dhyana also reduces our cortisol level and also improves the metabolism. And it brings the longevity and many more benefits. In my opinion, yoga is dhyana. If you don't do dhyana, you are not doing yoga. In the Western context, yoga means some physical activities like asana. But really yoga is, so he do your dhyana in asana, every final stage of the asana shall be converted into dhyana. Next, please. Quickly, I have one more. Yeah, these are all the some impact of dhyana. Last slide. No, this one. Yeah. So how previous one. How yoga works. So whenever we do yoga, it reduces the stress. When you don't have the stress, it increases the mindfulness, increases the metabolism, enhance the sense of relaxation, freshness. That is the positive health. The always positive thinking, positive living, positive doing. All this happens when my mind is always calm and quiet. It will be quiet when I'm free from the stress and anxiety at all level. Next, please. To achieve this, next slide. So these are the salient points of a healthy living. Okay, next slides. We brought with WHO Yum Yoga app. It is there in the public domain. Then we brought yoga break for de-stress, refresh, and refocus. 5 minutes yoga break. This is also in the public domain. You can download the app or you can go to the YouTube and you can practice it. So many initiative has taken by our institute to promote yoga globally. We are the institute which has been recognized as WHO Collaborative Center. We are doing a lot of work to promote yoga under the platform of WHO. Next slides. So this work of Collaborative Center is helping a lot to overcome the impact of yoga and non-communicable disorders. With these, ours is a National Institute, Premier Institute of Government of India, where we involve in all the policy-making decisions of Government of India in yoga-related issues. And we conduct master degree courses, diploma courses. More than 1,200 teachers we are producing every year, and more than 6 lakh training and therapy hours we provide to the public, and many promotional activities, almost all IDY activities. We're leading from the front with the help of all my yoga institutions, leading masters. It's a privilege to serve for the nation, for the country, for the universe by providing services of yoga. It's a great opportunity. So once again, I thank the Consulate General for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to share some of my. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the informative lecture that you have shared with us just now. We are really grateful for the perspective you have shared. Now we come to the conclusion of today's seminar. We would like to thank all our speakers for sharing their invaluable knowledge about yoga to live healthy and happy life. We are also thankful to all our viewers on Facebook page for attending this event. We would like to see all of you on 24th of June at Wanderers Cricket Stadium at 10 a.m. for one of the largest event of Africa. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Namaste.